Learning Elul Nishmas Etta Ahuva Basak Musachas Bava Kama Paraches Mishna Hey. So now Mishna Hey is in contrast to what we learned earlier in Mishna Gimel, and it says Hamaka Ava V'imay V'asa Behen Chabura. Over here there was a Chabura. Hachoyva B'Chaveri B'Shabbos. It was on Shabbos. Not Yom Kippur Pater Mikula. Now you're going to be Pater from the Chavala. V'Mnei who need the Menafshin. Now there is a Chiyuv Misa in these cases. Hachoyva B'Eved Kanani Shaloi, as opposed to Shalacherim, you're going to be Pater Meikulam, since it's your own Eved Kanani, so you're Pater. Mishna Vav. So Mishna Vav is going to speak three different cases of hurting someone else, of your friend, depending on the way you hurt them, is going to be more baishus. Which the Rav seems to explain it's a punch. If you punch your friend, so it's a machlekes Tanakama and Rabbi Yehuda. Tanakama says noisin loy sela, you pay a sela. Rabbi Yehuda omer mishum Rabbi Yosef Agili mana, you pay a mana. So now a mana is 25 sela, so it sounds like a mana is 25 the amount of time as the Tanakama is saying. The Rabbi Yosef Agili is being mechayiv 25 times the amount of the Tanakama, but it's even more than that, because the Taisus Yantiv brings from the Gemara earlier in the Masechta, in the fourth parak, that says that when it says Sela, it's talking about a Sela Medina. And the Gemara over here says that Mana means a Mana Tsuri, which is an eighth. A Sela Medina is an eighth of a Tsuri. So it comes out that it's not just 25 times, it's 25 times 8 times more. So the Tanakama said, let's say Yechayiv 1, then Rabbi Yehuda Mishum Yosef Agli is going to hold Yechayiv 200 times that amount. And Tosfos says it's not mistaver that they're arguing about such a big difference, but they do argue. But the reason why the amounts are so different is because one's talking about a usher and one's talking about a ani. The second case in the Mishnah is not a punch. It's satra, you slapped him. Noisin loy masayim zuz, then you have to pay twice the amount. So Rabbi Yosef Agili said you pay a mana, before was 100 zuz. Now you pay 200 zuz because a slap has twice the amount of baishas as a punch. La'achar yada, if you slap him with the back of your hand, so that's twice the amount of the regular slap, is now noisin loy arba meya zuz, is you pay 400 zuz. The Taisus actually brings down that it's not just boishes. The Rambam says that this is an inclusive share for tsar and boishes, ripoy and sheves, and the Torah says it's only boishes and tsar, but ripoy and sheves you would have to evaluate separately. Mishnah continues, Saram ba'azna, if you pull his ear, Talish b'saira, or his hair, Rakak v'giya by Reiki, you spit at him, Hever talisa b'meni, you remove his talis from him, Rosh Isha b'shuk, you take the hair covering of a Isha off in the market, Noisin Arba Meya Zuz, the Baishis is 400 Zuz. The Tanakama says, Zah klal hakol fi chvoide, it depends on the chavod of the person that you're doing it to. And Amar Rabbi Akiva argues and says, no, everyone's the same. Afil anim shebi Yisrael, roy na'isa kilu b'nei chayrin sheyardu b'nei chseyin, shehem b'nei Avram Yitzchak v'Yakov, everyone's Avram Yitzchak, so you don't make a difference between someone who's mechubed and someone who's bazai. Everyone's the same for this amount. The ma'isa be'echad shepar reish Isha b'shuk, it was a story that someone pulled off the hair covering of a Isha in the shuk. She came in front of Rikiva. Rikiva said she gets 400 zuz. Amalei Rebbe, 10 man, give me some time. I don't want to pay right away. And the Gemara explains, even though normally if someone's chayvel and someone, we do make them pay right away. Since it's over here is baishas, where there's no chisar and mammon, we did listen to give him some time. And meanwhile, what happened? Nasan leizman, he gave him time. Meanwhile, Shamra Oimedes, a Pesach Chatzera, he sees her that she's at the doorway of her Chatzer, Shaver es Akad, and he breaks a Kad Befaneh in front of her, Boike Isser Shemen, and there's some oil that she could salvage, and she sees leaking out, and what does she do? She goes says, she winds up taking off her hair covering to catch some of this oil to put on her head. So you see that she didn't care. She was Meichel on Baishas. She didn't really care too much about Baishas. Hamed Aleh Edom both near Rekiva, so he brought testimony to Rikiva to show that this lady doesn't care about Baishas. Amalei, Rikiva said, Amalei, so first he says to Rikiva, Rebbe, Lezuani, Noisin, Arba Meya Zuz, you're making me pay for this? Amalei, Rebbe Kiva said, Loi Amri Klum, it doesn't mean anything. Why? Because Achayvel Ba'atzmei Afal Pishein Rashoy Potter. Even though you're not allowed to be Chayvel on yourself, but if you do so, you're pater. Yet acherim shechavu by chayavim. Why? Because you could be meichel yourself. So over here also, kol shekem by baishas, you could be meichel yom baishas, but someone else is mevayish you, then he has to pay you. The last halacha in the mission is hakaitzes and tiyosef. If someone cuts his own trees, afal pishein or rasha, even though he's not allowed to because of baltashkas, Rashi explains, but yet acherim shekatzu and tiyosef chayiv. If someone else cuts down his trees, he's chayiv to pay him.